Episode 13. When I fell sick after my first vows, and despite the kind and solicitous care of my superiors and the efforts of the doctor, I felt neither better nor worse. Remarks began to reach my ears which inferred that I was making believe. With that, my suffering was doubled, and this lasted for quite a long time. One day, I complained to Jesus that I was being a burden to the sisters. Jesus answered me, "You are not living for yourself, but for souls, and other souls will profit from your sufferings. Your prolonged suffering will give them the light and strength to accept my will." The heaviest suffering for me was that it seemed to me that neither my prayers nor my good works were pleasing to God. I did not dare lift my eyes to heaven. This caused me such great suffering during the community exercises in the chapel that one day Mother Superior called me aside after the exercises and said to me, "Sister, ask God for grace and consolation, because I can see for myself and the sisters keep telling me that the very sight of you evokes pity. I really do not know what to do with you, sister. I command you to stop tormenting yourself for no reason." But all these conferences with the Mother Superior brought me no relief, nor did they clarify anything for me. Rather, even greater darkness hid God from me. I looked for help in the confessional, but not even there did I find it. A saintly priest wanted to help me, but I was so miserable that I couldn't even define my trouble, and that vexed me even more. A deathly sadness penetrated my soul to such an extent that I was unable to hide it, and it was apparent to those around me. I lost hope. The night was growing darker and darker. The priest to whom I went for confession said to me, "I see very special graces in you, sister, and I am not worried about you at all. Why are you torturing yourself in this way?" But at that time, I did not understand at all what he was saying, and was extremely surprised. By way of penance, I was ordered to say Te Deum or the Magnificat, or to run fast around the garden in the evening, or else to laugh out loud 10 times a day. These penances were very surprising to me, but even with that, the priest was not able to give me much help. Evidently, God wanted me to give him glory through suffering. That priest consoled me, saying that in my present condition, I was more pleasing to God than if I were filled with the greatest consolations. It is a very great grace, sister, that in your present condition, with all the torments of soul you are experiencing, you not only do not offend God, but you even try to practice virtues. I am looking into your soul and I see God's great plans and see graces there. And seeing this, I give thanks to the Lord. But despite all that, my soul was in a state of torture, and in the midst of unspeakable torments, I imitated the blind man who entrusts himself to his guide, holding his hand firmly, not giving up obedience for a single moment, and this was my only safety in this fiery trial. O Jesus, eternal truth, strengthen my feeble forces. You can do all things, Lord. I know that without you all my efforts are in vain. O Jesus, do not hide from me, for I cannot live without you. Listen to the cry of my soul. Your mercy has not been exhausted. Lord, have pity on my misery. Your mercy surpasses the understanding of all angels and people put together. And so, although it seems to me that you do not hear me, I put my trust in the ocean of your mercy and I know that my hope will not be deceived. Only Jesus knows how burdensome and difficult it is to accomplish one's duties when the soul is so interiorly tortured, the physical powers so weakened, and the mind darkened. In the silence of my heart, I kept saying to myself, "O Christ, may delight, honor, and glory be yours, and suffering be mine. I will not lag one step behind as I follow you, though thorns wound my feet." I was sent for treatment to our house in Block, and there I had the privilege of decorating the chapels with flowers. That was at Biala. Sister Tekla did not always have the time for this, and so I often decorated the chapel by myself. One day, I had picked the prettiest roses to decorate the room of a certain person. When I was approaching the porch, I saw Jesus standing there. In a kindly way, he asked me, "My daughter, to whom are you taking these flowers?" My silence was my reply to the Lord, because I recognized immediately that I had a very subtle attachment to this person, which I had not noticed before. Suddenly, Jesus disappeared. At the same moment, I threw the flowers on the ground and went before the Blessed Sacrament, my heart filled with gratitude for the grace of knowing myself. O Divine Son, in your rays the soul sees the tiniest speck of dust which displeases you. O Jesus, eternal truth, our life, I call upon you and I beg your mercy for poor sinners. O sweetest heart of my Lord, full of pity and unfathomable mercy, I plead with you for poor sinners. O most sacred heart, fond of mercy, from which gush forth rays of inconceivable graces upon the entire human race, I beg of you, light for poor sinners. O Jesus, be mindful of your own bitter passion and do not permit the loss of souls redeemed at so dear a price of your most precious blood. O Jesus, when I consider the great price of your blood, I rejoice at its immensity, for one drop alone would have been enough for the salvation of all sinners. Although sin is an abyss of wickedness and gratitude, the price paid for us can never be equaled. Therefore, let every soul trust in the passion of the Lord and place its hope in His mercy. God will not deny His mercy to anyone. Heaven and earth may change, but God's mercy will never be exhausted. Oh, what immense joy burns in my heart when I contemplate your incomprehensible goodness. Oh Jesus, I desire to bring all sinners to your feet that they may glorify your mercy throughout endless ages. Oh my Jesus, despite the deep night that is all around me and the dark clouds which hide the horizon, I know that the sun never goes out. O Lord, though I cannot comprehend you and do not understand your ways, I nonetheless trust in your mercy. If it is your will, Lord, I will live always in such darkness. May you be blessed. I ask you only one thing, Jesus. Do not allow me to offend you in any way. Oh my Jesus, you alone know the longings and the sufferings of my heart. I am glad I can suffer for you, however little it is. When I feel that the suffering is more than I can bear, I take refuge in the Lord in the Blessed Sacrament, and I speak to Him with profound silence.